guess we're gonna do another one just to show you guys.
Back in the garage. My parents went to Virginia over the weekend and I convinced them to put this greasy ass transmission in their Lexus. So now I have the transmission, I have the adapter, and everything else to go into the yellow car. So we're finally gonna start working on the 20 VFD. This thing might look familiar to some people. This is actually the CVO1 out of Vinny's 240. He gave it to me, so I just took it. It has like a bad first synchro, but we don't give a shit about that. And I bought this for it. So I put a S1 sequential shifter on the transmission. So you just pull, I think you start first gear and then back second gear, back to neutral. So you just gotta pull back. And then when you're in neutral, you pull this back and you throw in reverse. The main thing is that I wanted something to shift fast because this little pump right here don't make that much power. So you need to shift fast to keep the power band high. So CZ09, CZ01, same shit. At the end of the day, it's gonna get built, so it's gonna be like the same thing. One of the reasons why I went with the transmission is because of the fish stick kit. It actually makes it super easy to bolt it onto the car, and I don't have to do anything, just bolt things together and put it in the car. I'm gonna finally open up the box and show you guys what the parts are inside for this kit, how easy it is to put together, how it's gonna make the process of building this car way faster now that I know where the space needs to be for the header. All right, so about a week later, finally getting back into the yellow FD. I misplaced my transmission mount, so Fish Tech went ahead and sent me a new one. So I can put the transmission in the car. I have to measure for the shifter. I have to cut into the car to fit this big thing. So I have to basically finesse the transmission up there, mark everything, cut for the shifter. So I'm gonna have to bring this transmission in and out like 3 or 4 times before I get everything done. So I can start moving on to the next step, which will probably be the headers. A lot of playing into the headers, but I'll be satisfied today if I can get the transmission on the car, the whole main for the shifter, and that's pretty much will be it for today. So I don't have a lot of space because quick drives don't go really that high. So I'm gonna be kind of struggling with the transmission. It's pretty heavy by myself, but I should be okay to get it done pretty quickly. So I'm just gonna put the phone down, put everything together, and then you'll see me back when I have the transmission on the car. This is basically all provided by Fish. So they have like the right mount for everything, but I am missing the bolts that go from here to there. And this thing has literally came in clutch every single time. So hopefully this works. Yep, I'm about to bolt this up and get back to it. You can see I had to clearance quite a bit. I still need to clean up a little more here, but now I'm just gonna end up trimming these panels because the car, I do not like seeing the car like this. So I'm gonna trim up the shifter console there, and then the climate control module right here. So I have to trim it little by little. That way I don't have a big ass gap at the end, but it does not look too bad. Somewhat almost where the factory shifter will be at. So I just have to finesse this a little bit, make a new one, and it'll cover up the hole so you don't really see it too much. But I'm gonna carefully cut these pieces because they are expensive and make it fit really nice. Reason why I only did one cut where it's supposed to be at is because basically the shifter was a little crooked. So I'm just gonna go off on one side, trim this side, and then once this side is matching, then come to this side, slowly clean it up. Perfect example of why I measured twice pretty much. You can see how big of a gap I was gonna have if I would just cut the original mark. So almost messed up this piece. Literally on the money. So next up, this piece. It should be easy because now I just gotta do is line this up together, and I'll have the actual center mark from this because they attach together. So it should make it a little bit easier and less terrifying. That was gonna be a pretty bad cut, but Now I can adjust the cut and get a better finish. Now you get an idea how everything looks. And first gear, neutral, and then you pull this back, pull back, reverse. 4, neutral, and that's all it is. So cannot wait. That kicked my ass. I mean, doing it by myself is not easy, but I got it done. Next up will be figuring out the length of the headers and starting to route them. I did space out the block a little bit off the subframe. I put like a little piece of wood until I get that right engine mounts. But for now, I can actually start mocking up the pipes for the exhaust. Everything bolts up, and you see down there is where the emergence has. I have to go from here all the way on there. I'm finally get to the fun part. I still need to order the intake box from K&N for the car before I cut the hood. So I'm gonna go ahead and order that. And while working the headers, I should show up and I can weld the intake pipes, cut the hood. And after that, I mean, only thing left after that is ordering the custom oil coolers, radiators, dry sump, a lot of money. But in the meantime, I have a whole link ECU set up for the car that I can start wiring. I have a little bit of time today, so I'm just gonna figure out how to mount those ITVs correctly. Might weld them, might just take them onto the flanges just so I can actually have an idea of how high they're gonna sit and get some measurements for the intake box. Not directly to the engine, but to these flanges. I'm not gonna change it if the stick got too far because these were on a car that was making a lot of power. So I don't want to change the height or the angle. So I'm just going to weld it and that's going to be it. It's tack welded on right now. I didn't fully weld it because I still have to weld 3 more bungs on the runner for more injectors on top of these. But right now you can see like the clamps are doing their work. Has enough play, not too much. Looks sort of straight. So now I get an idea of where I need to cut. So just gotta get in there, mark it, and make some holes pretty soon. Could not get myself to go to sleep without doing this, so I ran to the store. It was still open and got the hole saw. I'm gonna mark the hood, cut it, and hopefully I don't mess it up so I can actually go to sleep without hating myself. Got the first hole lined up. Just gotta tape this really good. Drill 1 hole, 2 hole, and 3 hole, and then make it an oval, and then go to sleep. Do like every YouTuber does and just you guys want a piece of my carbon fiber hood off the UFD, I'm gonna throw in 3 random motors, 3 holes. Now we have 5 pieces. So go to spicydoritos.com, buy a sticker, get a really expensive yellow painted piece of carbon.